did take the opportunity to go on the West Shore website. And now, I found it a little difficult to hear everything, so I may not, I hope that I haven't made any misinterpretations here, but I do have 4 things that I would like you folks to consider when you're getting ready for the presentation. And they relate largely to, Elizabeth, to the task team presentation. It was easy to follow yours because of the PowerPoint slides. So I guess number 1, the 2 tables, tables 2 and 3, that related to capacity.
Yes.
I felt there didn't appear to be a reference as to how how our engineering consultant determined the size of the proposed plan, as well as our required capacity. So I would just suggest that be added. Sure. And there are 3 or 4 items, I believe, that Dylan certainly considered when they made the recommendation.
So the master plan itself.
Yes, it's in the master plan, and it's also in the EA on 2009. Then there is a statement that the cubic meters for South Bend and also for Rice doesn't include commercial. So I think just double check that, because I think that it does. So you may want to double check that piece. And
that's the golf course, right? Ruth would be the commercial.
Yeah, and then Rice as well. So I think there's a couple of places there. So just go back and have a look at Patty's report. And I guess the other piece, the 26 million cost. Now I know one of the charts, it was very clear that it is divided, and there's 3 municipalities. And I guess it's just the importance of emphasizing that 26 million isn't Lambton Shores. And sometimes those kinds of things need to be emphasized in a public meeting, because people are going to see that 26 million, and that's what they're going to focus on. So,
well, it was definitely broken out. It was made there, but if you feel it needs to be emphasized again at the end, that's how possible.
The next section that I'd ask you folks to look at is the section on the debt, and I think that could be enhanced. We're talking about $21 million of debt, but in that, if we could more fully explain, there isn't that clarification of the assets that we have, and the percentage of debt is related to the valuable assets that are actually in the ground and the infrastructure that we have. The other thing that I noted was just the references to the BMA study, and I pulled the BMA study out and thought I'd take a look at it. And yes, there are 444 municipalities in Ontario, but there's only 83 that chose to be part of the BMA study as we were. So I think we need to be clear about that piece when we're explaining to the public. And the other piece, we know that our tax rates certainly compare favorably in the BMA study, but yes, we absolutely know our water and sewer rates are high. But the other reason for that is that we have factored in life cycle replacement costs when many municipalities have not. And we all know that the crap is hitting the fan for many of them now, and they have to deal with that whole issue. And that's been front and center. Sorry.
Crap hitting the
fan. Okay. Anyway, so that was just my comments on that.
Can you get us a copy of those questions?
Yes, I will email you. Do you want my whole council report?
Just to answer Councillor Owens, you raised good issues, really good. This activity on Saturday, as I understand it, is not, we are not there as an authority or expert to answer questions or comment on engineering or anything like that. We're there to say, here was the mandate of this committee, here's what we're working on, here's what we found, here's the timeline, we like your input, if you have questions or whatever, we can't answer them, we'll get back to you. The other thing is, we're meeting on Wednesday to go over some final notes on getting ready for Saturday, and then we're going to email it out. All the PowerPoints will be emailed to the committee for their input before Saturday. So we've got 4 council members on there that are going to look at it.
Thank you. Okay, the second item we'll mention for you. Just a couple of other good things that happened at Stuart McLean Cafe at the Anglican Church. Oh, okay. Are you going to talk about the BIA Christmas night?
Just go.
Okay. They had an astounding night. It was really quite exciting, and it was pouring rain. It was a crappy night, but great turnout. So just kudos to them. And just a reminder, we have the Provincial Curling Championship that's coming January, it's the seniors curling. The third thing, yes, Elizabeth and I were both at the West Region AMO. It was a one-day affair, and yeah, Dr. Abby Friedman was the speaker and spoke on sustainable cities for the 21st century. And I just thought, when I heard him, it reaffirmed a lot of the things that, you know, that we're looking at doing, and it reaffirmed a lot of the direction in our the EDA study and the strategic plan, not strategic plan, the official plan, but a couple of other things that he talked about. He reaffirmed economic development principles, like he said, you've got to bank on your history, especially those of us that have the heritage downtowns and communities. Bank on your history, and also he says bank on our natural resources, and certainly he was referring to another community in Alberta, but he said we're surrounded by unbelievable nature, so we too can do that. We can bank on our natural resources because we too are surrounded by unbelievable nature. And on the ministry website, Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing, there is a booklet. It was just put up there. It was put up there in the spring, I think, or the summer. But it's called Municipal Planning and Financial Tools for Economic Development, and it's good. So we need to, it's a good resource for us. Two things. I'm down to the last two. This one is, the next item is this whole issue with the spill and the fact that this investigation is currently with the Ministry of Environment. And I know that it's there and there isn't a whole lot that we can do at this point in time, but it was a serious event. I do have pictures that I will share with you that have been given to me by one of our residents. And I guess there's got to be some way so that we can protect our farmers, the farmer who has the spill, but also protect our environment. We know that the ministry has cut back in terms of staffing, but now that there's been an incident, I don't know, can't we request the Ministry of Environment, can they not monitor, can they not follow up in certain issues where there has been a disaster happen? And that would protect both the farmer whose property it's on and the rest of the watershed as well. So I guess that's I suppose we don't really have. It's not a time to talk about it tonight. It's something that I'd like something back from staff, or is it something that we could take to Roma?
More information on what the procedure is and what can be put in place, I guess, for inspections or ongoing and annual. The farm, they call it the farm. Yeah. Nutrient management plan for the farms and whether they're updated and what goes on.
Right.
If the Ministry of Environment really is the involvement with that, what can we do to
Ministry's actually got hand out.
Yes, they have.
What they do in those circumstances when the MOE comes on site is they'll do follow-up orders, so they'll come back to the farmer afterwards and make sure that the media can take it and steps to that in the future. Okay. That is part of the process.
So there will still be that kind of ongoing follow-up, because I know that they're slashed way back in terms of staffing as well. So what they can do. Okay, and then very quickly, just the very last thing, the opportunity to be involved with Doors Open, the provincial Doors Open program. There is a steering committee at the county, and we do have a small subcommittee. It's through the Communities in Bloom group, and it's the group that worked on the Heritage Marker program. So they're going to meet tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and everybody's welcome to come, and we'll look at how we can be involved with the program. Okay. That's it.
Councilor Underwood? Anything left for you?
Actually, somebody on accessibility contacted me briefly and personally, and they asked whether or not we can consider having some kind of microphone system, because they have a very hard time here, and I mentioned that the mayor's having a problem as well, and we'll have to come up with something.
It's in the accessibility report.
Yeah.
On that, so.
But I had to say something.
Okay.
I got nothing else. Everybody else is being covered. So.
Okay.
We forgot the fire meeting. You remember that?
Yeah, the fire meeting, we held the, which one?
Fire board.
The fire board meeting or the fire chief?
Oh, yeah.
The fire mayor,
Yeah.
the mayor's meeting.
Fire and the mayor.
I can comment on the mayor's meeting. It was